Good morning, everyone. So, in the last session, we discussed about the one of the important concept to call lambda-related example we identified here, and we'll try to discuss another important concept called how we can write the input stream and output stream information. Okay, so this is very another important concept we are going to discuss here. So, basically, okay, what we need to understand here inside this particular input stream and output stream, we'll try to identify the some of the reader classes, some of the writer classes. So this particular reader and writer classes will give you the more information about the particular input stream and output stream. So before going to discuss about the this input stream and output stream, so we need to understand the one of the important concept called println and print method. How this particular println and print method it is going to work here. So if I'm going to open this, so this is we discuss about the method references here. I am going to close others here. Now observe carefully the println method. Println method, like inside the which class we defined this particular println method. Now you can see this is the print stream class. Okay, this is the print stream class we defined here. Inside the print stream class, we have a method called println. But if we observe carefully, here we are using the synchronized keyword. Okay, here we are using the synchronized keyword. Using this particular synchronized keyword, we are trying to call the print method as well as new line method. Whenever we are calling this particular println internally, it will try to print the message and it will try to come up with the next line. So something like new line. This is the empty line it is going to print because of this particular behavior only. Because of this particular behavior only, we are getting the information on the every time next line. Okay, so every time we'll try to print the information on the next line. And if I'm going to explain the print method, okay, so if I'm going to print this, for example, if I remove this particular ln and if I'm going to call the print method, now you can see nothing is there. So inside the print, we don't have any new related concept here. So the new line related concept we don't have directly. We are trying to print the information. We are trying to converting string dot value of the value of method. Now you can see. So how much is this one is important. Here we are passing the int value. We are trying to converting into this particular string here. String dot value of, and using this particular write method, we are writing the message on our console. Okay, internally the write method will take care of writing the all the information on the console. Now you can see. So this will take the text out dot write method and it will try to come up with some flusher related code. And using this, we are going to write the section. Okay. Now what you understand internally, print and println. Println method also will call the print method and print method also will call the print method. But what we need to understand, what is the out basically? What is the out here? It is a print string. Okay, it is a print stream. Now focus carefully here. What happening internally? Public static final. Okay, they are having the behavior public static final. Print stream is the class type here, and out is a reference variable. Out is a reference variable. So using this particular reference variable, we are calling the println and print method. So now you can see. Now we are inside the which class? We are inside the one of the final class called system. Okay, this particular class also we are not going to make any inheritance mechanism because they made as a final. Okay, we cannot extend this particular class. Now we identify one of the static variable, so input stream, okay, and output stream something like a print stream, and we are also using the print stream. Error purpose we can go for this particular print stream, and out purpose we can go for this particular print stream, and input related section we can use this particular input stream something like in. Okay, this is important. It will try to take the inputs and it will try to print the outputs. It will try to print the outputs. So this is one of the important section we need to understand. So using this particular print stream, basically what we are doing is we are trying to print the information. Okay, we are trying to print this particular information here. So now understand carefully what we will do. So using this particular print stream, if I'm going to expand this internally, what is doing it is trying to extending file output stream. Okay, if I'm going to expand this file output stream also, internally it is extending output stream. So observe carefully, output stream internally, it is one of the abstract class. It is implementing these two interfaces here. Now, what we understand here, the first information we need to understand the output stream. The output stream is the abstract class. Now it is extended from this particular class called file output stream. Okay, sorry, not file. It's a filter output stream. Okay, so inside this particular filter output stream, the print stream is extending from this particular filter output stream. So see the hierarchy. So something like output stream, OP I'm trying to write, and from the OP, it is trying to write the filter output stream. Okay, inputs output stream as well as here filter output stream, and from this particular filter output stream, it is going to call the print stream. Okay, this is the hierarchy we are identifying here. So these are all the hierarchy. Basically, it is indicating output related information. So if I'm going to show you the input related information, let me go to this the same class, and here I'm going to explain the input stream. Now you can see it is an abstract class. Okay, input stream is the one of the abstract class. So we need to understand the implementation classes. So first one is now you can see filter input stream. So input stream like output stream, byte array input stream. These are all the implementation classes basically. These are all the implementation classes here. Okay, now we'll understand the information. But what we need to understand, print stream is the one of the output stream class, and input stream is the one of the input stream related class here. Okay, so this is we need to understand very carefully to understand the println and print method, how it is working internally. Okay, so along with this particular print and println, we can go for the write method also. If you are interested, write the output information, you can use the write method. But we will see how we can write the write related section here. Now, what I will do, so once we identify this particular input stream and output stream, all the informations we are going to use from the stream related. So these are all the streams. It will try to work on the input information as well as it will try to work on the output information. Okay, what are all the different streams we are having? We are having two streams, important streams. First one is a byte stream and another one is a character stream. The character stream and byte stream basically what it will do. So if I want to print the number related information, it will use the byte related stream. And if I want to print the character related information, we are going to use the character stream. Okay, this is one of the important information we need to understand here. So we'll see what are all the byte stream related. So everything again it will going to use from the input stream and output stream. From the input stream and output stream only, all the classes are going to extend it here. Okay, these are all the topmost classes. What is the topmost classes? First one is input stream and another one is output stream. Okay, so these are all the we discuss here abstract classes. Now each and every classes are going to extend from this particular classes here. Now we'll try to identify what exactly it will do. We can input, like if we can insert the data into the file or console, or we can go for the any disk related section, or same way we can load the information from the file and the console as well as from the network related application. Everything it is going to applicable here, like input as well as output here. So we'll see the different classes. So as I explained here, one of the buffer input stream, it will try to take the input here. Okay, same way we are going to have buffer output stream. If you see this, here we'll have a buffer output stream, and the same way array related section. Okay, so this is the some other data output stream. So same way we'll have a input related output stream. Okay, data input stream. So what we can do using these particular classes, these are all the implementation classes. We are trying to build the application. Like if I want to print the different information, we can go for the specific classes here. Okay, we can go for this particular specific classes. Same way, character related. To find out the character related, what are the classes we are having? Something like one is a reader. reader class. So where it is available? So this is the java.io package. Whatever we are discussing, everything is coming under the IO package. Now you can see java.io. IO is nothing but input output. So this is the one of the abstract class. Okay. So this particular reader and writer classes, it is going to use character related section. Okay, it is going to use the character related section, and it is having some abstract method and concrete methods here. Okay, so we'll try to identify these two sections as well. Now observe carefully what it will do. This particular reader class, if you see, it will try to read the data. Now what are the reader classes? Buffer reader, character reader, input stream reader, okay, file reader, filter reader. Getting the point? These are all the some reader classes. Same way, we'll have a writer classes also. It will try to write the data. Okay, we need to understand the differences between these two classes. Now observe carefully. Using these particular classes, we'll try to define the example. Now we'll go for the one of the important example. We'll go for the buffer reader to read the information here. Now observe carefully how I'm going to write this particular example here. Okay, here only I'm going to write one of the example. So we identified the reader and writer classes and input stream and output stream classes. Okay, now we'll identify here buffer reader class I'm using. Buffer reader something like demo. Okay, something like a buffer reader demo I'm going to use. So using this particular buffer reader demo, now what we can do here, we can understand the buffer reader. So and I'm going to make as a reader. Okay, so I'm going to read the data first, and after this we'll try to write the data. Now I'm calling the constructor. I'm calling the constructor buffer reader. Now if you observe carefully, it is expecting reader information. Okay, it is expecting reader information. So the reader, basically reader is a one of the abstract class. So just now we discussed here, reader is a one of the abstract class. We can use any one of these particular classes here. Getting the point? Now if you see, I'm going to use this particular input stream reader. Okay, I'm going to use one of the implementation class called input stream. Now observe carefully, inside this particular reader, I am going to use input stream reader. So if I'm going to use, observe carefully, these are all the different constructors we are having inside this particular input stream reader. These are all the different classes we are having. Input stream reader. First one I'm going to use, it is expecting input stream. Okay. So this one is expecting input stream. If I'm going to use the simple one, now what I will do, system.in. The system.in internally, it is trying to return the input stream related section. So observe carefully, this is the way of writing the reader information. Okay, internally, this is the one of the implementation we are expecting here. So using this particular implementation, now what I'm doing here, I'm trying to pass the one more parameter, input stream, something like system.in. Okay. Input stream reader. Okay, now what I will do, here we can see, after writing this, reader dot, okay, reader dot read method. I'm going to call the read method, and the read method internally, it is trying to read, like it's trying to provide the int type. The read method now it is returning as a int type. Now what I will do, here I'm going to print this particular, I'm going to provide this particular, the read method I'm trying to converting into char. Char ch is equals to char. Okay, now I'm converting into char data type. So each character I'm going to print. But observe carefully what happening internally. Now it is trying to throw an error. So why it is trying to throw an error? Now I'm going to handle this. How I'm trying to handle? Whenever we are calling this particular read method, internally it is trying to throw an exception called IO exception. Okay. Now what I am doing here, here inside this particular try block, I am going to write do and do while. Do and do while. So if this particular ch not equals to this particular character called q, it will try to repeat multiple times. Now here what I will do, here I'm going to print this particular ch. Okay, here I'm going to print this particular ch information, and this also I'm going to make inside the do, because this will repeat multiple times. Getting the point? This will repeat multiple times here. So now you can see what I'm doing here. So this particular section I'm trying to write in the do, and I'm trying to write the while condition. Observe carefully how I'm trying to write this particular do while. How I'm trying to write this particular do while section here, we need to understand here. Okay, this is all about the one of the important example call. I'm trying to read the information from this particular console and we'll print the particular information here. Okay, now what I will do, I'm going to run this particular example. Now if you see, this application is still running. This application is still running here. Okay, now it is not yet stopped here. Now what I will do, I'm going to write the information here. So something like some number, some information I'm trying to write here. Finally, I'm trying to write the Q. Why I'm writing this particular Q? Because the condition is satisfied, then only the while it is going to terminate the loop. Okay, the while it is going to terminate the loop. If you observe carefully what I'm doing here, I'm trying to give the input from the console. So this is the input we are giving here. Whenever I'm trying to click on enter, now it will try to print the information one by one. It is trying to print the information one by one. Now you can see. So because we are using the println method, because of this particular println, every character it is trying to print on the next line. So 1 to F, 1 to F and to Q. Okay, this particular Q why I am giving here, I made as a condition. Because of this particular condition, once a Q is satisfied, it is terminated. Once a Q is satisfied, because these are all the same input what we given here. Okay, what we given. Now what you understand here, from the console we are taking the input and the same input we are trying to print here. Okay, from the console we are taking the input and we are trying to print. I'm going to use a print here and I will try to use some space here. Here I'm going to use some space. Now you can see again it is expecting the input same. So it is trying to expecting the input from the console. Now you can see this application is not yet stopped here. This particular application still running here. Okay, now I'm going to give the input here. Now you can see just I'm giving time to give the input here. Finally, I'm going to give the Q. So the same information and now it is printing here. Whenever we are trying to give this particular enter, what happening here? The reader, this particular reader will read the information from this particular input here, and this particular information it will try to repeat multiple times here whenever this particular condition will fail here. For each time, each character is going to load inside this particular ch. The ch here we are trying to print with help of this particular println, and I'm giving the space to identify the differences between the each character here. Okay, this is the one of the important example we need to understand regarding this particular buffer reader. Okay, from the buffer reader basically it is expecting the reader. So one of the implementation class I'm providing something like inputs reader. Okay, so basically if I want to load the input from this particular console, we need to provide this particular input stream. We need to load the information from this particular input stream here. So same way, what are the different classes we are having? We can load the file reader if we want to load the information from the file. So this is basically filter related. So most of the cases we are not going to use. So we can discuss more about the filter and file and input stream here. So you can go for the char array. The char array also it will try to read the character related information. Okay, so This is all about the simple example. Now what I will do here, I'm going to make the changes. Now if I'm going to create this particular char, now you can see it is expecting char array buffer. Char array buffer. From where we can create? This is basically, we need to create explicitly character buffer. So this will not take input here. The input basically internally inside the applications we are going to give the input here. But this will not take from the console. Okay. So this particular char array we cannot use here. Based on this particular different parameter, we can identify what exactly the purpose of the implementation classes. Any questions? Any questions regarding this particular input stream reader? Okay, same way. Now what I will do here, I'm going to provide the string reader. What exactly the string reader will do? So what is the different constructor we are having? Now we'll see the string reader also is expecting input string, but input string is not identified here. Now we need to understand the different constructors we are having. So what exactly it is expecting here? Now it is expecting string here. The string reader, it is expecting string. Now what we can do, we can provide the string. Something like input from console. I'm not giving input from the main method. Okay, if I'm going to run this example, now understand here, input from the main method. Whatever the string we given, based on this particular string, it is trying to converting into buffer reader. Now from the buffer reader, we are trying to read the one by one character. Okay, so this is the different class. Now we identify the character related, string related, and we'll discuss about the file reader. So this particular file, how it is going to identify this. Now if I'm going to remove this particular string, we'll identify. Now you can see is expecting file as a one object, string as a file name, file descriptor, file name something. These are all the different constructors we are having. Okay, based on this particular, basically it is a format here. Which format we want to convert the data, the char set is going to use internally. But what we need to understand here, file along with the file descriptor name you can provide, file object we can provide, string name of the file name also we can provide. Okay, for example, file reader, if I'm going to give as a, let me see what is the information, test information. Okay, we are having text file. Some text is available inside this particular buffer reader. So here I'm going to give test dot t is a capital one. Test dot txt. Now we are going to get different exception here. Okay, so this is I'm trying to handle with the throws, and another information I'm trying to handle with the catch block. Okay, if I'm going to run, now you can see Java provides the number of classes and method that allows to read something. Okay, here we are having two example, I think. I need to stop all the information. Now save this example. Now you can run this. Observe carefully where we are getting this particular message. Okay, from where we are getting this particular message here. The message basically from this particular file. Whatever the file here I provided, this is the message. Java provides the number of classes and methods. Now you can see same information. Okay, if we want to read the string information, we have another method. Okay, so read line. Okay, the read line basically it will try to read the string information. Okay, we cannot use the cast, right? Here we'll go for the string information, and no need to use any typecast here. And here what we can do, okay, so reader dot read line. Now whenever I'm trying to call this, now you can see, okay, another application is not yet stopped here, because of that we are getting. But observe carefully, with the help of this particular read line, we can call the all the information as a string here. Okay, as a string we are trying to load here. So these are all the different classes we are having. But finally, what we are doing is, with the help of this particular information, we are going to read the information. Okay, but if you see, we will have each and every classes. Instead of using this particular buffer reader, now we can go for the all the classes directly. Okay, all the classes I can use directly here. For example, whatever we are discussing here, file reader. Okay, file reader, this is the file reader I'm having. Again, I'm going to make as a reader, and new file reader. And I'm going to provide the same file information, whatever we are using, test.txt. Test.txt. And after this, reader dot, what is the method we can write? So read method, now it is trying to returning internally like input string. What is that? Where is another method? Buffer we can provide read ready reset. What are all the method we are having inside this particular file reader classes? So read method and hash code, get encoding. Okay, only one method we are having, something like read method. We can use this particular read method only here. So this particular read method, it will try to read the data. So for example, if I'm going to convert into this particular section as a carrier, okay, whenever I'm trying to converting into this section as a car, so this it's going to throw an error, something like catch block. I'm going to use a declarations here, and I'm printing this. Now what happens internally? Only J is printing. Only this J is printing. What about this particular remaining? We need to use a loop here. Inside the loop only, we'll try to print this particular information here. Okay, this is important here. Whenever you are trying to use the specific classes, we can call the same read method, but we need to write the multiple times. We need to call this particular read method multiple times. Then only all the information we are going to get. So instead of doing this, we can use the buffer reader. Buffer reader can have some different methods using the read method and read line method. It will read all the information. So directly, this particular class does not have information here. If I'm going to provide this particular buffer reader, internally it is extending from this particular reader class. Okay, and so if I'm going to expand this particular file reader, with what is the class is extending? Input stream. Now you can see input stream reader it is extending. Now input stream reader, internally it is extending from the reader. Okay, so these are all the the like hierarchy we are having. So we need to understand how this particular hierarchy it is going to contain internally. Okay, only read method we are having here. So sd dot read. But the read line method is the specific method which is coming from the from where it is a buffer reader. Now you can try to read the each and every method. The purpose of this particular methods what it will do. So yeah, we can write the toString method in the specific classes after extending the file reader class or any one of the class what you are expecting here. Okay, for example, if you go to this particular buffer reader, where is that? Buffer reader internally, where we discuss this. Okay, this is the class we are discussing. Buffer reader, if I'm going to provide read line method, okay, now you can see. So what we are doing is they are trying to call the read line, and now this is the code they provided internally. They are calling the infinity loop here. Okay, now you can see they are calling infinity loop here. So they made as a this particular loop go to statement. This is we'll call it a go to statement. Like loop name, they provide as a loop name, and whenever the loop name is satisfied, they will call the break here. Okay, they are calling the character loop here. Same way, they are going to call the what is this buffer loop. Somewhere they are going to call buffer loop also. Where it is extended. This is the condition this, and yeah, this is the loop they are using, and next append to toString. Okay, so this is the way. If you observe carefully, so only the char loop they are trying to terminate, but this particular loop they are not using any break statement here. But observe carefully what we need. Each and every character they are checking here. Okay, they are trying to check the each and every character. Next char greater than or equals to n chars. They are filling, and one more condition. So getting the point. So they are using the toString information. Here again they are trying to come up with the next line. So slash n basically it will give you the next line information. Okay, so this is all about the another information. One more character loop they are using. Based on this, they are creating the string object. You can see they are trying to create a string object with help of this particular string object. They are trying to pass all the information here. Okay, this particular section we need to write inside the file reader to come up with the string related section. This is the specific method, the reader method. Okay, the read line method which is available in this particular buffer reader. Okay, so these are all the important classes we are having to come up with this particular information. Okay, this is we discuss about the reader related. So what we can do the writer related section. What is the another class we are having? Writer class. The reader basically it is expecting some of the input related section. Okay, and we are having something like a output stream. The output stream related information how we can write? We can write inside this particular writer related section. Okay, writing on the console. To write the console, what we can do directly, we can use this. For example, the same class I am going to use. Whatever the classes we are having, here I am going to use the instead of this particular println. Now what I will do, I am going to write the write method. Okay, we can use this particular write method. Whenever I'm trying to use this particular write method, nothing is printing. Okay, nothing is printing. So why nothing is printing? So if I'm going to write here I'm not going to use this particular println. I'm going to call write method. And here this particular write method internally is expecting /n. Okay. Now if you see the j will print here. Whatever the j earlier we printed, the particular j, now it is printing. Observe carefully. So this is the write method. Directly also we can call this particular write method to print this particular information. But if I want to print the information, so we need to write every time the /n. Every time we need to write this particular /n. So instead of writing this, what we are doing here, we are trying to use the println method. The println internally, it is trying to take care of this particular write method. Now if you go to this, if I'm going to expand any print method, so this is the print method I'm calling. It is expecting char value, and internally if you see, it is calling the write method. Okay, it is calling the write method. So this write also we can use, but the problem, whenever you are using this particular write, we need to write explicitly /n, the next line. Okay, but internally this one is going to take care of handling this particular information. It is going to take care of the handling the particular next line related everything section here. Okay, so this is the advantage we are going to get whenever we are trying to write the println. Basically in the real time, we are not going to write any println or print statement here. Just for our understanding we are writing, but in the real time application, we are not going to write any single println statement also. Getting the point. This is very important, we need to understand here. So why we will not write here? We are going to use the different frameworks here. The frameworks will load some less memory compared to this particular print and println, because this is the input stream and output stream. So this particular stream related section is going to take some more memory. Okay, this is we need to understand very carefully. Now we identify the one of the important method called write method. So using this particular write method, we can identify write the section here. Not only this particular information, we'll have a print writer. So we discuss about the print writer is one of the extended class from the output stream. Okay, the simple example, where is that? Just now we discuss about the print stream. Okay, just now we discussed about the print stream. Okay, same way we'll have a print writer also. Okay, using this particular print writer, we can write all the informations. This particular information we can write on our console. So let me observe this. So this is, I'm trying to comment out the file reader section. Using this particular file reader, we can load the file related information. Okay, so observe carefully. We have a print writer. Okay, print writer. So PW I'm trying to write. Now using this particular print writer, now you can see, so these are all the different information. First is expecting file. If you are interested to write the inside the file, we can write. Or if you are interested to write the console, you can go for the output stream. You can write the name of the file. So you can write the outer. Outer basically it is a one of the abstract class and it is a super class. So we can write the some different parameters. Constructor parameters we are having here. Okay, this is very important information we need to understand here. Now I'm going to use the first output stream, and here I'm trying to write system.out. System.out is the one of the output stream, and using pw dot, what are the method we are having? Print method, println method. Okay, print and println method we are having. Getting the point. So you can write println. It is going to take care of the next line also. It is going to take care of this particular next line. Just this particular message I am trying to write. This is a string. Okay, this is the string I am trying to print. Now you can see what happening internally. It is not printing here. Why it is not printing? We need to write additional parameter. Here I am going to write sorry. Here we need to write this particular parameter is expecting the boolean value. It will try to take care of the auto flash here. Okay, so now you can see the string is printing. So this is the another class we are discussing here, print writer. Okay, this particular print writer, now it is going to take care of the file related also. So second one dot txt file. Now I'm trying to providing second one dot txt file. Now what you understand here, if I'm going to open this, now what happened? Nothing is there. So right now, nothing is there inside this particular file. Okay, so here, any Parameter, we don't have any parameter here. Okay, so boolean is undefined here. Now what happening internally? We need to identify. Here we need to write the file name and char set here, or you can use the writer here. So writer we just now we discussed here something like these are all the inner classes we are having. We need to go to this particular char set here. Now you can see here I'm going to write char set, default char set. I'm going to use default char set. Now if I'm going to refresh is also not there, right? Nothing is printing. So why it is not printing? We need to read this. What is providing default char set UTF? Any other method we are having inside this particular char set? Basically, it is a type here. So whatever the format we are having, UTF and the Latin format, we can use this. Check name is the internal method, standard, 0 alias, cache 1, cache 2. Okay, let me see any other information we can find here. Cache dot for name, available char set yes. So these are all the different char set is supported. Okay, I think we can go for the only printer writer. I think we need to close this also. Printer writer dot. We'll say this without this. By default, it will try to look up the default char set only. Now, pw dot close. We'll identify what happening inside this particular second one. Yeah. Now you can see this is a string here. Whenever we are trying to use this particular file, we need to close this particular information here. Okay, inside the second one .txt, now I'm trying to push our output changes here. What is the output I'm trying to print? This is the message. Earlier, what we did, we use the print writer for output stream. So the output stream basically it will try to print on the console. So this is we are using for the file here. This is the empty file I given, and whatever the message I'm adding, the message is going to push into this particular file. So this is the string, and this message is pushed into second one .txt file. Okay, now observe carefully. Again, I'm trying to run this. Now I'm going to open this particular file. Now you can see whatever the message we are having, the same message now we are getting here. Okay, so this is something like using this particular printer writer class, we can do the whatever we are having the examples here. Getting the point? These are all the important example, because so each and every class, this particular class, if I'm going to explain this particular printer writer, is extending from the writer class. And what we need to understand basically here, what we need to understand, reader classes, it will try to, reader classes basically, it will try to read the data from the console or the file or whatever the information we are going to provide. And writer classes basically, it will try to write the information. Okay, it will try to write the information in the console or inside the file or if you want to make any other changes, we can go for this particular writer classes. So one of the the implementation class we are discussing, printer writer. Okay, because writer is a abstract class. Printer writer is the one of the implementation class here. Getting the point? One of the implementation class of this particular writer is a printer writer. Now we'll try to use this. Okay. Any questions regarding this particular reader and the writer? This is the simple one we can understand here. Basically, these two classes will give you the information about the, if you want to read the data or if you want to write, we can go for these two classes. And internally, these two classes are going to expect the input stream and output stream here. Getting the point? Internally, this input stream and output stream is going to work on the inside this particular writer as well as in the reader. Inside the reader, we use the one of the classes called buffer reader, okay, file reader, and input stream reader. Okay, same way in the writer also we can go for the output stream, like output stream writer, or what we can call it as a filter writer, buffer writer. We have some different classes. Okay, and another important class we can go for the most of the example. We'll go for the file input stream as well as file output stream. So I will try to explain the simple example here, how this particular file input stream and file output stream is going to work. First, what I will do, I will try to read the data from the one file to another file here. File input stream. Okay, file input stream. So here I am going to write FIS. So using this particular file input stream, you can write the name of the file. So what is the file we want to load? Here I can write the file called second file, or we can take as a test.txt. The test.txt, we are having some information. Let me open that. What is the information we are having? So this is the some information we are having inside this particular test.txt. Now what I will do, here I am going to use this particular information. Using this FIS dot, now what is the information we need to have? So something like a read method. Okay, read method we are having. So this particular read method, now what it will do, it will try to read the data from the particular file, whatever the file we are providing. So from this particular file, we are going to read the data and we'll try to push the changes into the another file. Okay, now you can see FIS dot read method. And what we can do, we can write this particular information inside the println statement. Inside this particular println statement. Now, so using this particular println statement, if we observe, I'm going to use do, and here I'm going to make as a char ch. Again, I'm going to make here ch is equals to char I'm making. Okay, I'm trying to converting into this character, and here I'm going to print this particular print to ch plus here. And finally, while I'm making it, so ch basically, okay, now this I can convert into this. Instead of this particular char, I'm going to use the ch here, and I'm not going to use this. Here I will make char. Okay, so now what I will do, here ch not equals to -1. Okay, ch not equals to -1. Whenever I'm trying to do this, now observe carefully. Here I'm going to write FIS dot close. Now you can see whatever the information we are having inside this particular file, text.txt. Get in the pen, text.txt. Now what I am doing here, I am trying to load the information. Okay, this file input stream is coming from the where? Input stream. The file is coming from the input stream here. Okay, so here we are having multiple classes here. We can discuss about the multiple classes. We can load the data and we can write the data. So here, using this input stream, I am trying to load the data. And using the same output stream, what I will do, I am going to write the data. Okay, I am going to write this data here. So this is another important example we need to understand here. So now you can see here I am going to use the two example, file input stream and file output stream. Okay, file input stream and file output stream. Here I am going to write another important example called file output stream FOS. Okay, new file output stream. I am going to provide only the name here. So something like second one dot txt. So if we observe carefully, what we need to understand, whatever the data we are having inside this particular text, I'm trying to push into this particular second one dot txt. So okay, using this particular method, I'm trying to use, and here now what I'm doing here, whatever the ch we are having, FOS dot write method. FOS dot write method, I'm going to call this particular ch. And we don't want to print this particular println. I'm commenting this particular println section. So everything we can discuss inside the file only. FOS dot close. Okay. So both section I'm trying to close. Now you can see nothing is going to print in the console. Nothing we are not printing anything in the console. But whatever the information we are having inside this particular test.txt, I'm trying to push into this particular second one.txt. If I'm going to open the second one, now you'll see Java provide the number of classes and method. Okay, and here where we copy this information from this particular message. This is the message. Get in the pen. The whatever the message we are having, the same message we push into this particular second one here. Okay, this is the another important information we need to understand here. Get in the pen. So what happening internally, we'll go to the same class, and this is we are writing, but sometimes what happening here, the -1 also it is making the condition. Here I'm going to write one if condition. I will write this. Okay, now again I'm trying to push the changes. Now if I'm going to open the same file, now you can see this is the information we are having. Same information, whatever the information we copied here. This is the original file basically. Test.txt is the original file. Nothing is there. If I'm going to remove this, so second.txt file, we don't have any information. Now again, I'm going to run the same file, the same example here. Now if I'm going to open this, now we are getting the data. Okay, this is all about the simple example on the file input stream and file output stream. So not only this particular information, we can go for the print writer. Using the print writer also we can write, or you can go for the buffer reader. Using the buffer reader also we can write the example here. Okay, so any questions on this particular input stream and output stream? So I could not understand your question, like if we have the same file, like what we will do, you are going to use the reading purpose or writing purpose. So you can do the same thing. If you are having the different disks, basically what we will do, we are going to provide the path here. Okay, if you specify the path, along with this particular path, we can write the example. I'm going to copy this particular file. where we are having inside the which package we are discussing annotations, right? Here I will try to write the one file. Here I'm going to write the file here, something like output.txt. This is the output.txt. I'm not going to write anything. Just I'm going to copy this. This particular file is available inside this particular location. Okay. So I'm going to close this, and here I'm going to open this particular file. Here I'm providing this particular path. Whenever I'm trying to run here, nothing is printing here. And now you can see if I'm going to open this, now you can see the same message is printing on the specified file. Okay. So we right now we given as a output dot something file we provided, output.txt, and the file is available under this particular annotation package here. So you can provide this particular path, and it's going to take care of the particular location where it is available, and it will try to like push the changes from this particular file. The test one changes whatever we are having. Now it is trying to push in the changes into this particular output.txt file. So earlier we used this particular second one txt. Now we are using output.txt. Okay. So same thing. We can use the input purpose also. We can provide the path, and it will try to load the information. So okay. Any other questions? So this is all about the example what we discussed, the file input stream and file output stream here. So try with the different example what we are having, the multiple classes like file input stream, file output stream, buffer reader, buffer writer, input stream, output stream. We have a different classes. Try to execute the one example on the specific classes here. You'll understand how this particular example are going to work internally. Okay. So this is all about the file input stream, and we'll try to continue the important concept, the string related section what we are discussing here, and we'll continue the string. Once we completed the string related, we'll move on to the collection related here. So today evening we'll continue the important section called string related section. Okay, we'll see you in the evening class.